Alright, hey, what's up, everybody? This is Agasically Statements from Gearworks.com and the E2KG Network podcasting channel on YouTube, as well as the Rounding Off Infinity Gaming channel on YouTube. We are here with another episode of the My Gaming Diary series. This is specifically a episode of the Replication Anecdotes, episode number 415, which is my sub-brand labeling that I use for any Let's Plays featuring me playing simulations. So flight sims, racing games, and I just put everything that's like of a vehicular nature in there. So whether it's, an arcadey racer or a true driving sim, it doesn't matter. I try not to cut things that finely. So this is the first episode in a 4-part arc. So of course, as always, we've switched around to a new streaming setup, so I'll be doing probably a little additional pre-flight tonight, slightly more than usual. I'm also a little bit nervous about the wheel and pedals, because I realize this is the first time I've set this up to play with Forza Horizon 4, and what I found is, over the years I've found that with this wheel and pedals, the Thrustmaster Ferrari Italia 458 Special Edition, it works best if I am able to just set the game to look at it as if it's just an Xbox 360 controller. That option is not available in Forza Horizon 4, so it has a couple controller loadouts and wheel and pedal loadouts, and then you can customize several. It has like a half dozen to 8 slots for each, but when you customize, you have to map every control. It's a complete blank slate. And the other thing I don't know is, I went to setting it as an Xbox 360 controller because I felt that was the best natural default calibration of the dead zone and all of the parameters of the wheel control input. So I'm a little nervous about exactly how that's going to go tonight. So I'm going to continue pre-flighting audio here for a little bit, and then we'll be getting started. Okay, so once we get the engine sound started, the audio mix balance may tip up a bit. I may have the music volume in the game squelched, which may have given me misleading which may have misled me on how I thought the in-game audio mix balance is when I was calibrating it in OBS. So if the first race the audio mix balance is really off, I will try and get it corrected for the second race. I do apologize about that. Some of these things you can't test until you're actually live, so hopefully microphone placement is enough to pick up my voice, even though it's a good bit away right now. And this wheel mount will shake the desk a little bit at certain points, and hopefully the webcam won't just tip entirely off the top of the monitor. But after having played several days of the Division 2, I'm definitely excited to get back to Forza Horizon 4. I'll be having to kill the music here shortly because 163 cars in the garage. And I do intend also to be tinkering a lot tonight, so I've definitely got to manage my car collection and make sure upgrades and whatnot are in place. That's great. It's awesome to see these anti-griefing things and people who just run over the back of you and going into a corner. Ooh, boy. Yeah, we've obviously got to also manage my downloads. So yeah, it's going to be a long night. Again, it may not be the most exciting. I do definitely want to get some actual racing in, so even though
Welcome back, Rusty.
I am going to spend a lot of time in the garage tonight, I do definitely intend to get out on the track once I refamiliarize myself with the game. Enter house. Okay. Let's hit the DLC cars. So unfortunately, the only way to really tell that you haven't added a car to your collection is to go through it and see that it's listed as free. And that tells you that you haven't actually added it to your garage. So it sounds to me like I may have already squelched the music in here, so maybe that I won't have to dumpster dive through the menus to find that. So what I do is when I first buy a car, I just put stock colors on it, and that tells me that it has not been upgraded and tuned yet. And then once I upgrade and tune it... Oh, hey, what's going on, Kronos? How you doing, man? Glad you stopped by. I appreciate you as always. Let me give you your own personal soundboard since you're coming down the red carpet and announce your arrival. Let the paparazzi take a look at you, Kronos. How you doing tonight, man? I'm surprised you're not gaming yourself. Are you taking it easy in preparation for a late night? Yeah, I'm fine with the UI in the game. The only thing I don't like is this business of I haven't found a more efficient means to go through here and find. So I have like the VIP pass or whatever, and cars just keep getting added, and I haven't found a more efficient means of going through here and figuring out which ones I have not downloaded to my garage yet. And unfortunately, the only way that I know how to do so is to go through here and find. Because when you download DLC cars to your garage, they flip from being listed as free to showing a cost. because you can only download them one time for free. So the only thing I know how to do is to go through here whenever I get back on and find anything that is listed as free. But as far as I know, car class, car type, drive type. But yeah, you can't. Well, maybe you can sort. If I sort by value, will that put all of the... Yeah. I wonder if that'll put all of the cars listed as free at the... No. So I think when you sort by value, it just... I don't know that any of the cars, the DLC cars that are listed... that are free come up. But the good news is if I hurry up and get through this, it won't be that big a deal. Well, I was going to play in stream, but I cannot figure out what's going on with my connection, so I'm taking a breather and then just going to play something. Ah, man. Yeah, I feel you, brother, man. There's the first, I don't know, year, I guess maybe two... I guess it was maybe the first year of streaming. First 2 years of streaming, maybe. I struggled with where I was living just because the connections weren't great. It was only until we moved here that I was finally on a connection that gives me the bandwidth that I need, and then has been fairly reliable, except for a couple points where I've had to call them in and take a look at something. Fortunately, once they replaced that thing that one time, that appears to have been the issue. I haven't really had a problem since. But yeah, I definitely feel for you guys. It seems like all of you guys kind of down in that southeastern area of the U.S. too. So I guess all of you guys are on kind of the same infrastructure. I mean, I know you have different ISPs, but... So you think you're going to play Apex tonight? Frickin' A, man. This is the problem when you haven't played in a long time. There's just a crap ton of damn cars here. So, man, have you been getting enough sleep? Like, I can't imagine with the recent changes and whatnot, and streaming on top of that. And I know I'm angry now because, like, no matter what happens, I cannot seem to get down here and start streaming until frickin' 11 o'clock at night, and then that has me up late. It's just constantly frustrating. Like, I'm trying to figure out a way what I'm doing wrong. Well, like, no matter what, like, I get home early, I take a day off, whatever, like, I just never get started early enough. I have to use AT&T fixed wireless internet. Whoa, really? I'm going to play either The Division 2 or Escape from Tarkov. Cool. What platform are you playing The Division 2 on, man? That's what I've been playing most recently on stream, and man, it was actually hard for me to put that game down. That's the kind of game that I will just, left to my own devices, I would just sit on and play, like, all the time. I think that game is kind of going to be my 2019 version of Destiny 2, which I played a lot of. What is the sleep you speak? Right, exactly. And normally, for me, I would be fine with the small amount of sleep we get, but I have a PC for both of those games. Okay, cool. But I have a chunky commute, and there's some days, man, I feel like I'm like barely holding on the drive down and back. Well, this serves me right, because I was just thinking the other week that there was I saw another streamer, a few streamers, and I've seen it, playing MLB The Show 19, which I've also played this year. But have you ever seen these streams where it's like the stream title is like opening packs, opening crates, and I'm just like, I can't think of a less interesting thing to sit and watch somebody do is go through all their loot. But here I am, spending the first chunk of the stream trying to download all my damn cars. And if I had remembered this, I would have definitely done this before getting on stream. But I didn't think about it, because it's been so long since I played. PC Brothers, I feel you with the drowsy driving. 65% of my job is driving. Yeah, man, I know. I see you constantly, like seems like you're always in the van. Now, some of these cars, it says that I've purchased them, but I'm like, I don't. Then again, when the thing came up, it said I've got 163 cars in the garage, and I doggone sure don't remember driving every single one of them. But I will also say, to me, this is part of the fun of this game. It's just like this incredibly wide car collection of just seemingly endless different rides to experience. So what is Escape from Tarkov? I usually pride myself on being up to speed on almost all the games, but that is not one that rings a bell. Is that like an indie game? And I like constantly getting new cars, but man, I swear, every time I come back to that list, I'm like, oh, let me please get through the whole thing without finding another free car. Alright, maybe this time we'll get all the way through the list. Now at least I had a highly recognizable car. Monkey Tucker. Now what's going to chat my bottom is if I go through all this and this blasted wheel and pedals doesn't work right. I can remember back to like 4 years ago when I got this thing and like the hours of pain that I spent trying to figure out how to get this thing to calibrate correctly. Alright, yeah, I had to do a look ahead to see if I had any more. I like some of these cars that I've seen in these DLC packs, though. It's a game put out by Battle State Games. It is your most realistic looter shooter game you can get. The realism of this game, to my knowledge, is unreal. Wow, pretty cool. How does it compare? So, Super Dopey used to plays this game called, was it Rings of Elysium? How does it compare to that? Forza Visa, welcome back package. Upgrade heroes, Land Rover level 1, car pass. Use the car pass cars. Oh, well. Well, next time I will view this car. Next time I'll come to this car pass view. Excuse me. Because maybe this is where all the DLC cars will show up and I won't have to go through the whole list like that again. Auto Show Garage. Let's put Rusty in some new clothes. No. No, did it? Please don't tell me it saved it. Okay, good. So I want to leave the character to the same, but can change the shirt. Just gonna switch up the style a little bit here. Damn, I ain't unlocked no boots. Some fly shoes though. Got the white top hat. Right, that's what you had on. So this game isn't round-based. You drop into a map or section of a large map to loot and kill for loot. You can stay in the game as long as you don't die. And you have a limited backpack space. It almost sounds like it has similar design elements to The Division 2. Which seems to be highly anchored to the notion of your backpack and what you have in it and can carry. The only thing I don't like about jackets is it makes it pointless to wear a watch or change what watch you are wearing. So we'll do... That'll be my showboat. And we'll do the pop and lock. Oop, no pop and lock for his victory. I don't know how many times we're going to get to see that tonight. Okay. So you have to pick and choose items carefully. If you die while running a PCM game, you lose everything unless you pay in-game currency to get insured. So it's kind of like the notion of almost like permadeath then. It's very interesting. All right. And I guess I will look to purchase myself one more car before we get into racing. Go. Do I... Yep, I do have a Land Rover Sport. How do you get this thing? Oh, there we go. Alfa Romeo. Own it. I do not own that thing. It's 500K. Let's go ahead and buy that. But there is a scavenger mode where you can drop in with random gun armor, etc., and you can scavenge other items You have to win. I use win very loosely by getting to your evacuation zone. So it sounds like to me it has one mode that's kind of similar to the Division 2, and then another mode that's more similar to Apex, almost. Oh, no, 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 no. So this one's going to be tough, because... yeah, we'll just go with the manufacturer colors. That's when it's going to be hard for me to remember that I have not upgraded it, because when I look at it, it's going to look like I've already customized it with the skin. So are there a lot of people playing that, Cronus? I mean, in comparison to... I mean, I know it won't have Apex numbers and whatnot, but it's a pretty healthy server load. Ooh, no, 5 hours. We're definitely not waiting for that. Okay, good. It gives you the time remaining there. Missed that one. 8:58. 11 hours. 1 minute left. Start bid is 100K. Could buy it out for 425. I think I'm just going to try and win it. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Oh. Why can't you bid? Okay. So maybe we'll win this one. Add another card to the collection. It's very hard to explain. It'll read up on it. It has potential to be a very horrible game. Well, that's the thing. You never know who the person you fight are. Okay, cool, cool, cool. I just like the notion that you found something that is not sweet. That like everybody and their mother isn't playing, right? That's those are the gems and the things that you can enjoy and the things that you can that stick in your memory a lot and make for good streams. It's always great when people come by your stream and like they don't even they don't even know what the game is you're playing. Car's been added to your garage. Okay. Yep, I know. I want it. And I claimed it already. So that cleared the alert. Oh. Oh, flippin'. It's not the car I want to necessarily start off on. Alright. Let's check out the Try and take the Falcon out. See, the crazy thing is on Twitch it has 10.3 thousand viewers. So I don't know. So I mean, I don't know, like off the top of my head, Twitch metrics that good. I mean, is 10.3. I mean, that's a lot of viewers, but how many of those are like all clustered around like the top like 5% streamers or whatever? Oh, nice. Wow, so that body kit, that bumps it to an S1, so I don't want to do that. What I need to do is auto upgrade it and max it out in Class C. And then, so I'm 2 points off. Well, hold on. So I need to first hit designs and paints. Yeah, we'll go with the flames. So that's pretty awesome. So how did you find that game? Is that just did you find it by looking at Twitch metrics, or did you find it by recommendation that came up in your Steam account, or what? So I'm at 598, non-adjustable. That bumps it to 608. Don't want to do that. 599 to get front anti-roll bars. So we'll do that. Five. These all take off 5 pounds, but for some reason they don't actually move the bar on your points. A guy I know in real life told me, very cool. Alright, so we'll do that hood. Roll cage. Nope. Continue working. Oh, so before. Nope. So I'm trying to find that elusive one additional point that I need to max it out in the class without tipping it over. Oh, there we go. 265mm rear tires. And I think I will call it a day with that. Okay, so finally we're ready to go. So this is this is not entirely unusual, I guess. Figure out where to go. So we'll look for new events. So from where I am, we will head down here. Got it? Right? Alright. Oh boy. Yeah, now I feel like I should have mapped some of the view, some of the look around controls. Oh, Britain. Drive on the left side of the road. I completely forgot because I haven't played this game in so long. Yeah, so it could be that this car is this squirrely, but it may also be that there's a huge... Yeah, I think there's a huge dead zone in the wheel and pedals here. Yeah, I'm not liking that calibration. I'm gonna have to futz with the controls. That's what I was afraid of, was that it was gonna be too loose. So any other new games you're playing out there, Carl? Oh, well, after a minute, I'll catch you on the flip side. Cool, man. Thanks so much for swinging through. I do really appreciate it. I know it was very late for you, and I know the impact that has with everything you got going on right now. So thanks so much, and have some good gaming tonight. Hopefully I'll get a chance to swing by and check you out at some point playing that Tarkov game. So it looks like I got a ton of super wheel spins. And my car rental business has been making bank. So what other... Okay. Lot of administrivia to get caught back up on this game. It's really awesome that Cronus swung by. Really appreciate that. And 2 regular wheel spins. Fine, a horn. I obviously like money or cars. I'll take the 120K. Actually, with all that I just spent on upgrades and whatnot, that's not a bad get. I thought I just claimed all my car packs, right? We'll do one more roll through just to be sure. If everything is on the up and up, this should not take any time. There shouldn't be any surprises. Nope. Nope. Content has already been purchased. I know it's been purchased, but I want to get it into my garage now. Why is it still coming up as free? It's weird. Maybe there's some class of car because of how it was packaged as DLC that even after you put it in your garage still comes up as free. I don't know. Maybe those were things that I bought in the original deluxe package. Alright, well, regardless, doesn't appear to be anything you can do about those. Now this is telling me Okay, so that cleared that alert. What I need to do... yeah, I need to get into settings. Control settings. Controller. What I want is, I really don't want B button on anything. Or rewind. Alright. Right trigger, left trigger, stick, D-pad, A button. I mean, the truth be told, I do really want it on the same configuration as our regular 360 controller, which is probably this thing right here. Switch camera would be RB, RS. Yeah, so this might just be the closest thing right now. Space advanced. Let's just go ahead and save this. Right. So sorry, I got a buddy who's worried about whether or not something fraudulent is going on with his Epic account. Okay, so if now if this thing still acts wonky, then oh no, okay. Let's get out of that. Let's look behind, that's good. Okay, and Y is change the view, so okay, so this feels a little bit tighter than it did on the wheel loadout. Still doesn't feel great. I still feel like I'm gonna have to go back in here and calibrate it. But it's definitely taken on the configuration because it's switched where what control change view was on. It doesn't feel, it's not as tight as I need it to be though. Now, part of the problem might be the car that I'm driving. Settings. I hate this. Control settings. Steering axis dead zone. Now the dead zone seems fairly small. Man, the problem is when I get into this, I just feel like this is some deep voodoo right here. So maybe I need to expand the dead zone a little bit. So look, folks, this is just going to be that kind of a night where I'm going to have to spend some time getting this thing set up correctly. Now, so what this should do...
At the roundabout, take the first exit.
I would think expanding the in-center dead zone would make it basically less sensitive and less likely to take little micro inputs. Whoa. Despite all my issues and concerns with how wild it seems this ride is, the other thing is this is an older vehicle and it's hard for me to tell if this is just the way this car behaves, that it's just incredibly loose. But I can't afford to have this thing in a race, and yeah, see, I can't. Yeah, see, it just got totally loose like that on its own. That's too loose. So what I'm going to do is this: if I cannot get to a good calibration state with this wheel and pedals tonight, I'm just going to switch back to the controller tomorrow. So that's the size of the outer dead zone for steering. The larger this dead zone, the less the steering input will be recognized by the game. The larger the dead zone, the more the steering will need to be moved before the car begins to turn, which is the way I want it. Lower values provide more accuracy near the center, but less accuracy near full lock. Higher values provide more accuracy near full lock, but less accuracy near the center. 50 is a linear mapping. Yeah, I don't have any problem with acceleration, clutch, and e-brake. It's all... So my issue, since the size of the inner dead zone, the larger the center, the more the steering will need to be moved. I worry that that's too high, but... so that's 50? Yep. But the car shouldn't be... Now that, actually... At first blush, feels like it's in there. I mean, is it that I need to tighten... This is where I get confused. Is it that I need to tighten the steering up? I feel like it's too jittery. Control settings. That felt low, that I had made the thing too loose. What I definitely want is more accuracy near the center. Alright, we'll try it this way. Save. Not absolutely certain if that save X is a keyboard or controller or what. Alright, we'll give it one more go and see how it goes.
arrived at your
Whoa,
destination.
whoa, 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 whoa. Where's the event? Oh. Thought I'd hit. Okay. Got it. Yeah, we will definitely play solo. I definitely don't want to create a blueprint. Change car custom events. It's just I can use the car that I am in, so that's good. Alright, see if we can get something started here. If this winds up being a dumpster fire, definitely going to do something else. A little worrisome that I've spent almost the entire live stream doing admin. Again, sometimes that's just the way it is on this game, I think. Okay, so it seems like my buddy has determined that the weird account that it's linked to is a friend of his kids, so figures it just got muffed. When they were on his PC one time. Oh, man. Yeah, this is not cutting it. Oh, come on. Yeah, this car's all over the place. What the flip? Alright, here's what we're going to have to do. We're going to have to go to settings. Absolutely hate this. Let's go advanced. Can I reset this to defaults? Let's accept that. And then in the context of this race, let's restart it. It's always so painful if the freaking game doesn't have just a default Xbox 360 controller or Xbox One controller configuration and layout. Now, part of it may have been me misjudging how the car felt based on me being inside the cockpit and like I feel like this is just ridiculous that I can't dial this calibration in. Like, that's just not the normal behavior that I've gotten on cars in this game. I mean, it's just like not responding to counter steer at all. Yeah. But one thing I have learned, I will say, is that when it doesn't work, and not to spend a lot of time futzing around trying to get these wheel and pedals to work right. Because I have definitely burned months and years of my life trying to do so. Alright, so we're gonna make a quick change here. Fortunately, I plugged this thing in right to the keyboard, so it should be a fairly quick change. And while I get that, not every game is going to work with every peripheral, it's really frustrating with how much I paid for these wheel and pedals when I cannot get them to dial in right away. That all being said, I just somebody who doesn't have a lot of patience for futzing around with those settings. Like, if they don't snap in right away, then I'm done. Because I just don't... this is not the only game that I want to play. And of course, my problem also is that I ratchet these wheel and pedals down so super tight on the clamp. Now there is a way to kind of just sidle it off, because I will admit sometimes I also forget which way Alright, so that's not going to work, but fortunately, I know. Got my old trusty Xbox 360 controller for Windows right here. And I guess we're just going to have to be satisfied with that experience. It's not quite as immersive as wheel and pedals, but there are times that definitely I just don't know if the Thrustmaster drivers just aren't perfect on that thing. I tell you what I really want is I really want a set of wheel and pedals that has its own mechanical calibration elements, so that you can make all those adjustments on the controller and not have to futz with the software. Alright, so I've reconnected the controller. Now the other thing is that, yeah, it will just work without me having to dork with it. As it do. And the car, of course, is not all over the place. Like, I just don't understand. Yeah, so clearly not the car, or the physics model thereof, but something to do with the way that wheel and pedals was acting in the game. And this is why I just often get to a point, I'm like, should I buy a new wheel and pedals? They're expensive. And they're expensive for an experiment when I don't know that it's going to work with a degree of certainty. What I really wish is Microsoft would bring back its old Sidewinder. So, of course, we go from just straight trash and back of the pack to now being in the lead. Woo! And now, where 2 minutes ago I was absolutely hating the Falcon XV1 or whatever it's called, I now really love this car. And now that the car and the steering input are at the... Ooh, no, yeah. Are acting correctly, I'm going to take a second here to check the audio mix with the in-game engine sound. One or whatever it's called. I now really love this car. And now that the car and the steering input are at the... No, yeah. Are acting correctly, I'm going to... Okay, so now that I've had a chance to check it, I went ahead and cranked up the in-game audio just a little bit. It's possible that the last time I played this game that I was live streaming in multiplayer with my friends, and that I was streaming from the same PC I was gaming on. I may have all the volume sliders in-game turned down, and so I'm having to crank up the in-game sound. The in-game sound source that I've configured in OBS far past what I normally set it up as. So let's go ahead and start talking through the tech that's being used to render the live stream tonight. So I'm playing on my primary gaming desktop, primary Uberboxen, which is my label that I get for my PCs that I build that are capable of doing PC gaming, VR, video editing, and being streaming PCs. So this build is powered by an AMD Ryzen 7 1700X, 24 gigabytes of DDR4, 2666 megahertz RAM, a 1 terabyte, I think SanDisk SSD, or else an Electronics SSD, I'm not sure exactly which. There we go. So at least we're going to get my emote here, a victory emote. So ridiculous that I go from, like, the blasted, thing won't work to... Alright, so let's figure out where I need to go next. car mastery has bumped up. No points available. World map. Let's see, so I have some nearby new events. Sent to the cross-country circuit, which is definitely going to require a change in car, and it may send me back.
In 200 yards, turn right. Turn right.
Oh. Let's go ahead and get back in the interior of the car now.
Turn right. You have arrived at your destination.
So, because it was such a rough start, now I don't know. Okay, so some of these other vehicles have been upgraded. I may push a little past what time I would normally get off. So I'm going to go ahead and drive this. If this thing does not perform well, I'm going to take it, rather than pop out of the race and go back and try and upgrade this now. And finish the average. Sure. Would rather have not done that in a race where I don't have a where I don't have an upgraded and tuned vehicle. Oh. Position rank 7 of 12. It's a quick turner. I might actually out-corner these guys and be able to make some way up toward the front. Really can't afford to be held up and slowed down because I know I'm slower than everyone else. Slingshot! Oh boy. Get off. Now what'll monkey truck me up is if I lose my way going through here. Man, this vehicle feels really comfortable. This whole game feels really comfortable now that I'm on the controller. Yeah, I gotta give some serious thought to what I want to do about wheel and pedals. It's taken me a long time. I've got it to the point where that wheel and pedals works really well with everything. I just use it to play Dirt 2.0. It's really strange to me that this game, being a Microsoft game, didn't have a default controller set up that the wheel and pedals just naturally agreed with. And I've got to determine if that's an exception case that I just need to look past, or if I'm getting back into a zone where the age of the wheel and pedals will start having me see a divergence between this baseline calibration and newer games that are coming out. Alright, so since we're so far out ahead, I'm comfortable enough with going in cockpit. Well, one thing I could say, at least I spent tonight fighting the wheel and pedals calibration and not fighting the live stream equipment, so everything in the stream has worked out pretty decently tonight. So to finish the tail of the tape on the gaming PC, then the final key part is GPU-wise, it is powered by an EVGA X Gamer NVIDIA GeForce RTX 2070. For streaming gear, I'm using the AverMedia Live Gamer Xtreme GC550. It is actually on probation right now because when I first bought this capture card, one of the things it would frequently do is, man, I've seen that Papa Lock emote twice tonight already. One of the things it would do is it would lock up the stream where you would continue to hear the in-game audio and the voiceover commentary and see webcam video, but the actual game video, in-game video, would lock up. It's the weirdest thing. And then through the wonder of, I guess, through driver updates and whatnot, I stopped seeing that behavior probably in 2017. But in a recent live stream, it just did it again. And I'm on this whole shtick now about high reliability streaming, and I've gone through all my streaming equipment and designated certain components that are the most reliable. And my patience and tolerance for things that just don't work consistently is on the wane right now. I've spent so many years, reviewing all this equipment and whatnot, and being tolerant of, doing all the setups, and then periodically, having, a stream that would go bad due to a piece of equipment. But now that I'm streaming almost every day, that formula, that split is tilted much more so towards
You have arrived at your destination.
Knocking down production and less about capture card reviews. So, oh yeah, now that I'm not shaking the table with the wheel and pedals, I can actually put my coffee cup right here. Alright, so let's go and upgrade this to max it out in Class B. $698. So I think I'm going to go ahead and push it maybe an additional 40 minutes tonight, which will carry me over 2 hours, but it's a Thursday night. I've got a pretty light day of work tomorrow. I'm actually taking the car to the shop, so I may not even physically go into the office tomorrow. Okay. Let's go to Forza Vista and try and figure out where I can eke out some additional points and upgrades. Nope. Yeah. One more point. Let's see if that's design. It's not really any performance parts there. License plate. It's just you looking at the trunk. No. Yeah, there's just, I think I've done everything I can do here. I don't see anywhere else to eke out any more points. So since I'm wearing the stock design, let's try and find something a bit more unique. I like that color, but it doesn't look like he's got any bling attached to it. Okay, and let's figure out what my next vehicle target is. Oops, I already own the Scirocco. So I guess my next target is this Volkswagen Touareg, which I can already afford. We'll just go ahead and put a skin on it since I know I'm going to upgrade it right away. Yeah, that design will work. Then we're going to have to do the whole upgrade in Forza Vista path again. But let's go the standard upgrade path first. Okay, nice. Thank goodness this one just went straight to max, so I don't have to go through and monkey with the one additional point here and there. Okay. Very nice. Figure out where we want to go next on the map. There's a new event right here. Only thing that's still bothering me in the streaming setup is the camera spotting is just not what I want it to be for the next 3 episodes. See if that will work out a little bit better. Been trying to get the thing spotted correctly all night. It's a little too low. The only thing about the Brio is this base it's on just does not lend itself as easily to small adjustments and spotting like the G20, like the C20 and C930 do. Okay, so that's pretty good. Yeah, let's go ahead and get out of here. Whoa!
Turn left.
And here, I thought this car was not going to be an exciting ride. It is absolutely not the case. And surprisingly enough, I can actually use that vehicle for this event. So one of the things is Forza Horizon 4 is a really great, in my opinion, great game with, as you've seen tonight, plenty of admin to do and managing your garage inventory and actual racing and different events and different classes of cars and different ways to eke out that one additional point that you need in performance. Whoa! Oh! We're position 8 of 12. One of the things is with the increase in the skill set of the driver tars, really risky. It wound up working itself out, I think. That was totally crazy. I was like, I think I can outside in this and go cross country and still get it back on track and make it work. Ugh. Have to trade a little paint here. Up into 5th. Now, one thing is, in Forza, I've historically not been somebody who's wrapped around the axle about coming first in every Forza event because the progression model is such that you will still earn money and unlocks and things even if you're not always first. Problem tonight, though, is I've gotten a taste of that seeing my pop and lock emote for winning those first 2 events, and no! No, 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 no. No, 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 no. Ah, you got the go-ahead. Isn't that the guy who got put off on the side of the road? I was like, well, he's down for the count. I'm not going to have to worry about him. It's not the case. Slingshot. Now let's see if this vehicle has the oomph to make the big catch-up. So with the RTX 2070, putting the graphics out on this, auto calibration popped it up to Ultra, so all of the settings have been maxed. Unfortunately, the capture card I'm using tonight does not do 4K pass-through, so I'm not able to play in 4K. So yeah, again, I'm using the AverMedia Live Gamer Xtreme GC550, and it is performing a probationary run right now. If it messes up again, it will be going somewhere. It'll be going out of the active list of streaming equipment that I use. You know, on a night like tonight, I might be forgiving because it has been streaming for over an hour and a half.
You've rampaged into the next round of street scene.
Nice!
All these racers are terrified of what you're going to do next.
You want me to go to the exhibition? That's not new, right? It's not a new event. I mean, if I want to keep max bidding on new events, I guess I'll go to this road racing series.
Turn around when it is safe to do so.
Really? Take this cross country. Try to anyway. But yeah, so one of the things about me and this wheel and pedals is stupid. It's like I hit it straight for the tree when I was trying to avoid it. It's Forza Horizon 4 is such a great experience. I hate to have it marred by. I mean, I would really like to get the wheel and pedals working, but I'm just not. It's not worth it to me to. You know, have a bad Horizon 4 experience when I know I enjoy playing this game so much. I'd rather just play it with a controller, right, and lose out on the Ooh! I didn't see that coming. I couldn't see that through the trees. Yeah, this Volkswagen Touareg is a heck of a lot faster than I thought it would be. Thought it was.
Recalculating route.
Thanks, Anna. So yeah, this might just be a game that I have to accept not playing with wheel and pedals. But like I said, the wheel and pedals that I do have... I don't think this thing can cross that river. I don't think the river's that shallow.
Turn right.
I also don't think that it's worth risking it. Whoa.
Turn right.
And that's why we have anti-griefing
200 yards.
implementations just put into the game.
Turn left.
But yeah, but the GC550 seems to be doing just perfectly tonight. So one of the things I have to pull the thread on is whether or not the lockup that I saw was specific to the PC that was streaming it. Although, I mean, the entire studio has been turned over, so whatever PC I was on last time is definitely not the same PC that I was using it with, where I used to see the lockups back in 2016, so at the end of the day, that still means that that behavior is resurfacing itself, and I don't know why. Some rain here. My distance still 4 miles to go. Cracked windshield is not helping me with visibility and keeping track of where I'm supposed to be heading, where the road is. So other than that, like I said, so for the streaming equipment, I'm using the AverMedia Live Gamer Xtreme GC550. The GC550 has front panel audio ports, which I'm not using right now. In retrospect, maybe I should have plugged the microphone into the front panel ports. Now that I've done this setup.
Take the second exit.
Ooh. I'm probably not going to bother plugging the microphone in through there. So if it gets through this probationary period, I may try that next time. I am thinking about, since this is a racing game that just sounds unnaturally
In 400 yards,
quiet,
turn right.
when there's not music, I may use the aux port to bring some non-DRM, non-copyrighted music in.
At the roundabout, take the second exit.
I disabled it. I disabled music in game because YouTube has a penchant. I mean, when a game uses actually like current popular bands in its soundtrack, like Forza does, that will often trigger the like the friggin' Italian job. That will often trigger the YouTube DCMA monitor and wind up getting the video muted. Ooh. Yeah, but in addition to the GC550 for a webcam, I'm using the Logitech Brio 4K webcam, although in order to get it to work with OBS, I have to squelch the camera resolution down to 1080p.
At the roundabout, take the second exit.
Which is perfectly fine. Nobody needs 4K on a webcam.
In 100 yards, turn left. You have arrived at your destination.
For a microphone, I'm using the Re-Ri 3.5mm condenser microphone, which is just like a little tabletop microphone that is available on Amazon with a 3.5mm audio connector. So like I said, I wish I'd thought about it. I would have put it into the front panel port of the GC550, and that would have made, managing the audio mix a little bit easier. So we got about 20 more minutes of flight time tonight in the live stream before we shut things down. Like I said, I felt shortchanged on how much I'd gotten accomplished with that first hour spent in admin, getting my garage and DLC sorted, and then spending time trying to configure this wheel and pedals. I should say configure. I should say calibrate. The configuration was easy enough. It's the calibration that I couldn't get locked in. And then for a microphone tonight, for headphones tonight, I'm using the Razer Kraken Pro V2s. All of that is wired over to the streaming PC tonight, which is desktop 3. Or my number 4 Uber box. Which is powered by an Intel Core i7 7700K, I think, CPU, 32 gigabytes of DDR4 RAM. An SSD for the operating system drive and a gigabyte NVIDIA GeForce GTX 1070 in the box. I'm actually starting this race off a little bit more competitively than last time. Couldn't get by him. So narrow in here. Oh! Got the go-ahead pass there. Oh, we got a good run. Position 4 of 12. Oh, this is a freaking circuit. This is going to be rough. A lot of downhill here. Good chance for things to go south. Had to check up speed there. There we go. Woo! Put everybody in the dirt. I think we're going to be free and clear here now to just outpace the heck out of everybody. This Volkswagen Touareg is the bomb. I would have never thought that, like, some of my happiest times driving in this game would be with this thing. Now what I'm going to do is use this opportunity to be free and clear of a lot of traffic to hopefully put down a really good lap time and get some distance, and then I'll go ahead and be comfortable going back into the cockpit. Normally prefer driving in this third-person view in racing games unless I'm playing in VR. Lost a slight bit of acuity by going inside the cockpit and awareness. Ability to foreplan going into the corners because you just don't have the visibility you have when you're sitting on top of the roof of the car. You do sometimes gain a better sense of where the car is in the course of sometimes you do, sometimes you don't. Not sure what that was. So after about an hour of total futzing around, really happy with this last hour of in-game time. It's a difficult high to measure up to for any game that I'm coming to in rotation after playing, 4 days worth of the Division 2. That's a tall order for any game to meet, because I'm really, really pleased with that game. Almost popped up a level. Hopefully we can get that knocked out before we wrap things up tonight. Oh. Alright, let's figure out where we're going next. And any rewards that we need to unlock. Wheel spin. I would have been satisfied with either the jacket or the shoes. I was like, oh, I need that jacket. What do we got here? Car mastery? All right. We'll go for this event, street race. What I really like about the Torag is it's
weird abandoned car stories, and I know it's the internet, but one of these is too good not to go check out.
Yeah, so there was a time when the first few times that I streamed this, that I did do barn hunts, but that is decidedly not fun for either me or the people viewing it, so I've backed off of doing those.
Turn right.
Woo!
Turn around when it is safe to do so. In 200 yards, turn left.
What I think is the case with this Touareg is I think
Turn left.
can qualify for both street races and something that you would need
You
more
have
so
arrived at your destination.
an SUV for. So it's kind of a double threat. Ugh. So I should also mention that part of my stream setup is also my Respawn 200 series gaming chair. It's one of the things that got upgraded in the Spring Studio upgrade. So this is a sprint race, end to end. Oh man, sorry. Contacts are definitely getting dried out here after having been up so many hours. Another piece of equipment that is also in play tonight is the Elgato Stream Deck, so I should have mentioned that as well. So come on, GC 550, you can do it. I hate to have to send you to the orphanage or throw you away. 7 to 12. Very difficult pass on the outside there. Then to take him down the inside. Very nice. I don't know what the heck is going on here. Puts me in a 4th place. I realized too late. I was not tracking to get around him. Oh no. What is going on here? I was like, what? Okay, I see what you're doing there. That pops you in the first place? Absolutely unplanned and unexpected. Now I'm paying attention to the mini-map because I was completely blowing it off. But yeah, it's in the dark. These smoke barrels are lighting the way. I'm not going to have any problems. Whoa, what the... Freaking chickens? How much further do I have to... 60%, okay. Ooh, that's not going to be good! I gotcha. Block this guy down, block this guy down. Ah, left side. You might be catching these guys. So that Corvette or whatever that muscle car is up there, he definitely has some problems cornering, particularly in the wet here. Big take, big take! That freaking all-wheel drive on this Volkswagen is killing them. I just need to not make any more unforced errors. Like that. Counter steer. Oh, that the other car, one of the cars is a Subaru though. That's the guy that's been catching you when you've been caught out. 97%. Nope, this is gonna do it. This is gonna put it away. Wham! Nice team. Yeah, that WRX. A bunch of those WRXs. I don't know what that Corvette was thinking. He actually made a good showing, though. That should tip me over to level 54. Alright, we got about 4 more minutes, and everything's going pretty well here, so I'm not going to do Forza-thon. I'm going to go ahead and take on maybe one more event. Wreckage weapon. I'll hold off on that and save up for it, I guess. It's a new event right here. Road racing. Makes things quite efficient, and we don't even not even really going to lose any time.
Your destination.
So it took us a while to get going tonight, but much like The Division 2, one of the things I really like about this game is it's very straightforward in getting things accomplished. And so for a 2-hour block of gaming, I definitively feel like I got something done in terms of game progression. I feel the same way with Division 2, even though I do have to replay missions every once in a while, but still, figuring things out in that world has been... everything hasn't been straightforward, but it also hasn't been, like, Nintendo level of, like, unintuitive... Like, what the heck? Cadillac, you... Man, I really need to get past this caddy, because he is giving me the business. I think I'm going to lose him right there, though. He cannot out-corner me. No, do not try and block me off. Polk! 7 of 12. Oh, you came out of that corner like a shot. Don't mess this opportunity up. Don't. It's another stinking Cadillac. Got a wide butt. Takes up a lot of room. Difficult to get around. Good. And last second braking allows you to tuck the nose under and zoom into the lead. Good, 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 good. Better part of the Valor was just to maintain speed and scream that around the corner and bounce the back end bumper off the wall. So yeah, so I'm really looking forward to 4 full days of dedicated time on this. Should be a really good time. I would have preferred it if with wheel and pedals, but it is what it is. Might do some digging around and find out what the hardcore Forza Horizon players have been using for wheel and pedals, and consider maybe mimicking them. I don't know, we'll see. Because like I said, I'm probably due for a new set. And if I could get a new set of wheel and pedals that just naturally mated well with current racing games without a whole lot of farkling around trying to get them to lock in calibration-wise. I know that I have my own particular kind of driving style that I need to tune things to mate well with that, but I kind of expect the basic wheel and pedals or any controller to kind of work out of the box without a ton of messing around with it. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and take it to the house now. Cars. Still need some more points. I think I've, in fact, they're 750k. I do not have 750k, so I'm going to need to probably go here. I own this one already, right? No, Edinburgh Castle. Where's the nearest place? Man, you're a long way from home. Oh, boy. Now maybe what I might do is, Thatch Corner. Do own that. Fast travel for 8,600 credits. Otherwise, what's the distance?
Turn around.
Oh, that's
It's
fine.
safe to do
4.2
so.
miles. That's not bad. If it was 8 or 10 or something, I may have gone ahead and spent the money on fast travel. Usually when it's in my bedtime, I just fast travel. So like, I don't want to spend the time driving to get there. I don't know that I'm going to do a huge amount of more admin. I may.
Turn around when it is safe to do so.
Now, when you have an all-wheel drive car...
Calculating route.
Oh!
In 200 yards, turn left.
Then it doesn't make sense not to go cross-country.
400 yards, turn sharp left.
I think this is the same field of hay that I drove over last time. One of the problems is this car is so fast. Sometimes things come up at you, you're like, oh, that's a solid tree. Or that's a house. Barn! No, that is a house. Oh, I'm jerking around. Please be close. 1.5 miles. Maybe we can make it without hitting a major obstruction that just looms up out of nowhere.
Recalculating route.
Avoided another house there. That would have definitely been in my path if I had continued trying to go in a straight line. Oh! Thought that was a tiny tree. Come on.
In 400 yards, turn right.
These are my digs over here. I sometimes feel bad about destroying my own property, so sometimes I'll stop short of barreling through my own stone walls.
You have arrived at
Oh!
your destination.
Gonna have to fix that. Oh, this is my beach house. Okay. So I do want to do a little bit more admin and maybe go ahead and make a couple car purchases before I settle down for the night. Really? So I don't own an M5 already? I find that surprising. I didn't check to see how much this thing costs. 90 grand, okay. Safety car, like it. German outlaw. Nice. Okay. Let's get this thing upgraded. Class A car. Nice. Always love it when it goes out to max off the auto upgrades. I don't have to farkle around in Forza Vista. I think I'm good. I do want to get me something additional from the auction house. Lancia. It's interesting to buy it out. It only takes 33 grand. So hopefully I will just win this outright. Usually the ending soon means that you have less than a minute to go before the auction closes. I hope that's the case with this one. There we go. Let's go ahead and collect the car. The only thing that I don't like is that this alert does not clear, even when you claim it. You have to still go over to auction alerts. So that's fine. Now, I worry that this is what I read was nope, here it is. Lancia. It's a yeah, it said it's due. I will go ahead and give it the upgrade treatment. It's a Class D car. Let's get those auto upgrades. Not much is needed. Ah, 497. Are you kidding me? All right. Let's try and eke out an additional 3 points. Adds weight? I don't really understand that. Oh, 'cause it's supposed to. I guess I'll add the minimum weight that I need to achieve the +1 performance rating. So we'll do that. Oof. Nope, I just need you to get to 500. That's $4.99. Oh, there's your 500 right there. Oh boy. Okay. Now we need to get our personal design up on this piece. Oop. Yep, that works. Now, my only thing that I hate about buying new cars at the end of the session and end of the night is, of course, the first thing I want to do is get in this car and take it for a spin. Alright, we'll go ahead, since I know that I'm going to want my look to be a little different. The next live stream, we'll just go ahead and do that tonight, so we're not futzing with that tomorrow. I don't want eyewear unlocked. Let's go, since it's covered up anyway. Right, and the other one, yeah, freestyle is showboat. Alright, well, that is going to do it for this episode of the Replication Anecdotes. This has been episode number 415 for Thursday, the 16th of May in the year of our gaming 2019. My name has been Lee Stamos from Gearworks.com and the E2KG Network podcasting channel on YouTube, as well as the Rounding Off Infinity Gaming channel on YouTube. Until next time, take care of yourselves, happy hunting, stay safe out there, play the games that you like, stream the games that you love. I'll be back on tomorrow night. May not be right on time, I've got a couple things to do on a Friday night. But I will be on at some point tomorrow evening to bust out another hour and a half to 2 hours of Forza Horizon 4. Hopefully I'll be able to get right into it pretty quickly, since the live stream setup tonight worked fine. So thanks so much for anybody who swung by and hung out in the live stream. Thank you so much, Cronus. For anyone else, if you're watching the archive version of this, please feel free to like the video and subscribe to the channel so you can just be informed whenever I post new content. Until next time, good morning. good luck and good gaming. That's going to do it for me for tonight. I'm out of here.
World is gonna take its toll on you and all of your stuff. Just when you think you're getting over, time and circumstance will call your bluff and leave you out there on the edge of the world, feeling the zen. Sounds of one hand clapping, no way out, and what then? Rich man got it easy, and a poor man's got to be tough. To fight for love and glory never seemed to be enough. Good things paid too easy. The shadows never rest. Start sorting out what fades away. Things that stand the test. Time, oh time, flow on like a river. Carry me just like a leaf to the sea. Oh, deliver me. The days come down to a pile of stories scattered on the ground. When you're dancing on the high wire,